Hey, how's it going? My name is Savannah, aka Bunny Awakens, and today I wanted to talk to you about the fertilizer stage of life or of awakening, whatever you want to call it, because whether you're a spiritual person, just a religious person, or whatever, we have all been in the fertilizer stage of life. And what that is when you are just getting repeatedly shit on, one thing after the other. Like the universe is just, God, whatever you believe in or don't believe in, is just repeatedly shitting on you. We've all been there. It's like when it rains, it pours, you know? And so I have found myself in a fertilizer stage of life. And essentially, whenever I'm in these stages of life, I hold on to the hope and the awareness that all the shit is going to act as fertilizer for something fruitful and prosperous to grow. Nobody wants to get shit on. So when that's happening, it's easy to get in a really negative mindset and kind of perpetuate that cycle of just like, of course this would happen to me. Because, like, you know, we've all been there where you're just like, are you fucking serious? But I think it's important when we're in these stages of life to like take a step back and acknowledge that this is just fertilizer, baby. Something is going to grow. Something is going to bloom. So if you are in that season as well, because I am experiencing a season like that, I'll give you a little bit of backstory so that way I'm not just talking at you and then I'm actually a person. So I've been through many a fertilizer stages, and I'd say my last fertilizer stage before this one was roughly around 2022, 2023. Where do I even begin? We'll just keep it really brief. I was in a really unhealthy relationship. I was working a dead-end job. I'd been a billing coordinator in a dental office for 3 years. Not a whole lot of room for growth. I was smoking pot every single day. I was a college dropout. I tried to get my yoga teaching certification, but I quit that. I mean, I'm talking, I had failed myself at every single turn. Like, every opportunity I had to give up on myself, I did. I decided, I'm like, all right, well, I'm getting fucking shit on here. So am I just gonna lay here and like get shit on and complain about it? Or am I going to at least try to plant some seeds? I think when you're in that fertilizer stage, that is the best time to plant seeds, because ultimately you have nothing better to do. Like, let's be real. When you're getting shit on by the universe, there's nothing better to do than to direct your focus towards building something, because otherwise you're just going to sit there and focus on how much it smells like shit. And so, yeah, I think when you hold on to the idea that something is going to grow and you start tending to something and, you know, planting seeds, tending to something, it helps you get out of that fertilizer mindset and into that growth mindset. And so, yeah, I did that. I was like, all right, I'm going to grow something. I decided to go back to college. I ended up leaving that long-term relationship. I left that dead-end job. I decided to get my ski patrol certification, and I started ski patrolling. And then all throughout this, I ended up meeting the love of my life, who I'm now happily married to. And I moved all the way across the country to Boise, Idaho. I was living in Virginia before, so I left behind everything I'd ever known, moved all the way across the country, started a new life. He was my fiance at the time, now my husband, but we both started ski patrolling at Bogus Basin in Boise, Idaho. Did that for like 2 years. Realized I didn't like the city, and we moved. Now we're in Oregon and we're ski patrolling. And then essentially that kind of is a very brief summary of where I am, like lands me right here. So I'm in Oregon. We decided we were going to buy a fifth wheel camper and move to Oregon and ski patrol. I found out earlier this year that I have Ehlers-Danlos because I was having some health problems. And so I'm like, oh, like, what's going on? I figured out that I have a connective tissue disorder. And so ski patrolling is just not exactly the best career path. And I invested a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of money into getting my OEC. That was what I first got. And then I got my EMT. Oh, I think I forgot to mention that when I like got my life together, I also got sober. Like I got sober. I went back to college. Like I did all the, like from weed. That was like my vice or whatever. So yeah, so I like decided to move. I got sober again. I've been sober for like, I don't know, 8 months or something ever since I got my EMT and have been ski patrolling. And so sober, living in Oregon in the camper, which is all really great. You know, like I'm super grateful for my husband. However, I can't ski patrol. And I detonated my entire life, moved across the country to be a ski patroller. And now I can't ski patrol really. I mean, like I can do it part-time. Like I can still do it. I just can't do it as my main income. So I'm in this fertilizer stage of life. Like my health's been kind of bad this year, just kind of navigating, having like more Ehlers-Danlos flare-ups. finding out that I can't ski patrol for my main source of income. I'm like, all right, like what now? Like, what am I going to do now? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And for me, part of planting seeds was just getting up today and making a Google Calendar day. Plan the day that you would want to have. So that's what I did. I sat down this morning. I like did a brain dump, just like typed on my computer. Like, I'm fucking confused. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, basically just brain dumped everything. Ugh. And then I was like, all right, I could start by like planning my day. So like, what's the day I would want to have? I'd like to get some movement in. I'd like to be creative in some way. So it was like filming a YouTube video. I would like to read a little bit of something that's gonna help me learn a new skill. And so I started reading The Psychology of Money, which is, I just started it today. So I'm like four or five chapters in, something like that. And it's a good book. I'm learning some things that I never really thought of. It's like giving me new perspectives about money, because that's always been something that I've struggled with. I've always been really bad with money. Up until now, I like to say that. If I'm like dogging on myself, I like to say up until now. Because yeah, I think it's just like growing up in a scarcity mindset is something I'm still trying to work through. So yeah, this is in summation, that's my fertilizer stage. It's kind of where I'm at. I wanted to just talk about it because if you're in a fertilizer stage as well, I hope that you could pick like one thing that you could do that would make you feel like you were planting a seed or like tending to a seed. And whatever that looks like for you, try to do one thing today that is planting a seed and trying to acknowledge this as a fertilizer stage and not just like, I'm getting shit on. And it keeps dumping, because it's just unfortunately not very helpful. Like, it's very important to feel things. Like, if you're just getting dumped on and you need to be like, hey, my intention for today is to just feel the frustration and the anger of the day that I'm having, by all means do that. But, you know, don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck there in the feeling of like how bad it feels to be where you are, because ultimately it's going to be a lot more productive to dream about where you want to go instead of just being stuck in the feelings of how bad it is to be where you are right now. So do something for your future self. I'm gonna hop off of here because I like to keep my videos under 10 minutes. And yeah, anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and bye.